right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move into who's who and what's new. And just to remind you, like we do every week, we don't pre-talk about these headlines. I go out day of, I find what's trending. And there was, if you guys have been keeping up with the news, I think you're going to know what was trending this week.
What's been trending?
It's pretty obvious.
Absolutely.
There's like 3 big stories, but one might surprise you. And then we throw them up here and we talk about it. Try to keep up with the speed of the 24-hour news cycle. Are you ready?
Yes. And even fact, today I said, did you get these? And you said, yes. I said, did you think? You said, Let's talk about them on the show. So here we go.
That's right, because integrity. All right, here we go. Boom. All right. So starting off with this one, this really makes me laugh. The New York Times, a former newspaper.
You're going to start with that one. Okay.
If, hat tip Andrew Clavin, if you guys know who that is, a former newspaper. Yeah, they really stepped in it this week, and I mean bad. So they printed this article, Opinion. It's a guest essay by a Dr. Adam Grant. Elections are bad for democracy.
I'd like to know where he got his degree, because I'm sure they'd like to have it back.
Let's see. Oh, well, I know where he works now. He's an organizational psychologist at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School is where he's at now.
I'm going to this organization. It's got a personality disorder. It's an organization. It can't have a personality. It's got a personality disorder.
It can have a bunch of personalities disorders, but not just one. Anyway, so the funny part of this was this article got such a wicked pushback that they had to amend the title of the article. So now it reads,
would you happen to have it?
Now it reads like so, right? The worst people run for office. It's time for a better way.
You know what the innuendo still is there, right?
Yeah. I love the
you can't have elections.
I love the backpedaling. Just we're just gonna Homer Simpson just right into the bushes, like, oh, we didn't. No,
because you worded it differently. Nope. I could still read in there. You think elections are bad.
Nope, we heard what you said. No takebacks. So I went ahead and took the time to read this article so that you guys wouldn't have to. And I got to say,
was it brutal?
Dr. Adam Grant spends 18 paragraphs in this article trying to rationalize and explain why he thinks the system that we should use is a pre-selected expert pool of candidates, like pre-approved candidates, and then drawing lottery numbers for...
And who chooses the pool?
You, sir, are a man of quality, I could tell. Yeah, and that's the funniest part, is not anywhere in this entire article does he ever even try to broach that subject. Who does get to pre-approve this expert class of candidates?
So we now have this wonderful system where a group of people live over here and they say one of us gets to go represent us. One of us. So you guys get up there, talk, and we'll figure out which one of you we like to go represent us. And then this group over here says, well, we got one too. Well, you know what? Put the two of them together against each other and let the two groups hack it out and decide and cast our votes and say that one will represent us.
I mean, I know that you were trying to make a joke and that was all rhetoric, but I'm starting to be for, like, let's get the candidates in a ring and they can actually hack it out. Like, let's throw some boxing gloves in there, and whichever one walks out at the end, it's like, you know what? I guess he was best suited for the job. Because I'm starting to get fed up with it, man. Like, were we still over 18 months out from the election, right? With August. So,
yeah,
well over
August to November. No, 14 months to November.
But I mean, it's going to get to the place where we are just perpetually in election season. I'm starting to get sick of it. Like, I'm getting apathy. I'm getting election fatigue. Like, come on.
You realize just maybe it was 30 years ago that it was only 8 weeks long.
Man, times used to be better. All right, moving right along. New York Times.
Do that.
Caught you. That was a bad one. No.
Well,
We don't like
consider
that.
consider the source.
All right,
Let's
so
move on.
moving right along, in case you
Oh
maybe
yeah.
took time away from watching the Home Shopping Network and found something that was about commiserate with their ratings, you might have noticed that the RNC debate was this past week. I likened it to like maybe the world's tallest midget contest because really they're all just fighting for second place at this point. I mean, they really are.
Did the women's soccer do
I
better?
don't
I'm
know.
just trying
I
to.
should look that up. That would be an interesting statistic to know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, what I think makes bigger news than the RNC debates, and much to their chagrin as well, is Tucker Carlson's Trump interview starts tough fight to take on Fox and cable news. So if you guys weren't tracking, former President Donald Trump said that he was not going to waste his time to go to the RNC
Correct.
debates. He's 40 to 50 points ahead in the polls, depending on what
Yep.
poll you read. And I mean, to a certain point, I agree with them. And the other side of the argument was, well, you owe the voters what your stances are on policies and blah, 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 blah. There's two sides to that argument. That argument honestly kind of bores me. And you know what? I can be lazy about it at this point because what's done is done. This is what happened, right? But
Okay, wasn't he president once?
he was.
Do we know what he stands for?
So you are also
Okay, so
making good points.
let everybody duke it out for second
You,
place.
sir, should have been at the RNC debates. Anyway.
I lived pretty doggone close.
Oh, yeah.
to
It was in Milwaukee, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was in Milwaukee. And you want to know what? There wasn't even a traffic
Yeah,
jam.
that's right up in your.
I am not kidding you. The RNC was in town and there wasn't even a traffic jam.
It's because nobody
Now, when the
showed up.
Now, when the DNC shows up,
Yeah.
that's when the party happens.
Yeah. Right. Use discount code BLM. Everything's 100% off. So anyway, that's hat tip Babylon B. That wasn't an original joke. But anyway, so if you guys weren't tracking, former President Donald Trump, he got with former Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson. They make quite a pair now. And they decided to air a pre-taped interview that started exactly 5 minutes before the RNC kicked off. Last figures that I saw was that interview got over 200 million views. Now, right, we all have to be reminded that unique views on Twitter is kind of an amalgam-ish. Like, we don't quite know how they track that. Is it just when it scrolls over somebody's feed, or is it when somebody actually takes the time to click on something and watch it all the way through? There's some debate there, but they nearly broke the internet, and incredibly safe to say they got far more traffic, far more viewage than the RNC could ever have even hoped to achieve.
However you want to look at it, they had more eyeballs.
They won, right? That's
they had
just
more.
a win.
They had more eyeballs, and here is what Trump loved. I saw Billy Joel do this one time at a Billy Joel concert. Yeah. They were filming it for CBS, and he was supposed to be done at a certain time. And the song was "In the Middle of the Night." Okay, so
River
anyway,
Dreams.
if
great
River
album,
Dreams
nominated for a Grammy. Just saying,
it did. It won a Grammy.
Oh,
you get to the end of the song, and all of a sudden he just stops. And he was on stage. CBS was filming it. He stops and he goes, 1 million CBS second, 2 million CBS seconds. In the middle of the night.
Knowing exactly how much it costs them.
Yeah. So, and the people cracked up laughing. CBS didn't. Anyway, that's what Donald Trump was doing there. He is like 1 million eyeballs, 2 million eyeballs. Yeah. Oh, for every eyeball I get, Fox is losing money because they're not paying their
Correct.
commercials.
Yeah, and he does have an axe to grind with the Murdochs that own Fox. They're in a not so secret war right now, kind of behind the scenes.
So does anybody see that as a money ploy? Because that's how he hit him in the pocketbook.
Absolutely,
that is the best place to get him.
And then the story continues. That's not where Trump stopped winning. The former president then continued to rack up the body count, as it were. So he got on a plane. He flew from there down to Fulton County, Georgia, where he turned himself over to the authorities to be processed. He was arrested and was booked with what is now already the most famous image in the world. Here you are looking at his mugshot of Donald Trump released after arrest in Georgia. He immediately he put his first tweet out on Twitter since he was banned back in 2020 with this mugshot, linked it to his website, donaldtrump.com, and is already putting out mugs, t-shirts, everything with his face on it. So like,
and you know what that you know what that looks like? It looks like you're fired.
From that. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand what
you're fired.
I don't understand what the Democratic establishment was thinking was going to happen. Like what the fallout of this situation was going to be, or how it could even have worked in their favor. I'm like, you're going to take his mugshot, you're going to put it out there. I was like, everybody knows that candidacies and elections are won and lost on pictures and sound bites. And I was like, you just turned him into...
Ever since JFK.
You just turned him into the greatest political martyr of all time. People are going to start likening this guy to the American Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
And you did that. You did that.
There's the next one. You did that. I was really hoping that they would actually take a few minutes and put him behind bars, and somebody take a picture of him in a cell.
Yeah.
With Georgia State Police on the outside of it or whatever. I want to tell you what, that would have...
Well, I mean, even the way that it is. Well, that's all we got for you guys this week. That's
really, we're done.
Those are the hottest.
I got an epiphany. You gave me an epiphany. You ready for this?
I suppose.
Trump, Tucker ticket.
Oh, people have been talking about that for like well over a year now.
You just said Trump and Tucker and how they ruled, and all of a sudden I'm like,
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my goodness!
Pretty sure you're a little late to that party.
Oh, okay.
But I do agree with you. The
light bulb just went off.
I think it would be great.
They were in the same room. Their conversation went well.
I think it would be great. You know what? I know it's going to be a couple extra minutes on the video, but I think it would be great for a few reasons. Number one, Tucker Carlson has made his bones on not taking anybody's crap. I think it would be great. I think it would balance out Donald Trump's ticket, because here you have a VP that's incredibly capable, that also understands the news media, guys like a bulldog on a bone, and he wouldn't take the president's crap. He's not going to be like rolled over on, and obviously doesn't, and he doesn't fall under Donald Trump's shadow. That's the other thing. No. He's got the star power of his own stand, right? And then I think for Donald Trump, it would also balance him out, because everybody knows the former president can be quite an impulsive individual. Tucker Carlson, on the other hand, is a cold, calculating man. So that's what I have on that.
There may be some impulsiveness to Trump, but how calculated is it that he knew when he got that picture that he was already going to do what he was going to do with it? That is incredible.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again.
But we all do know how easy that one was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just easy to do. Yeah. You know what? They're going to take a picture of me and try to use it against me. You know what we're going to do with that picture, boys? I can smell money.
Him and thousands of other dudes that are already just churning out the products. Anyway, that's what we got for you guys this week. And then a little extra bonus content there of some political commentary in the end. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out for Who's Who and What's New. Make sure that you're following the link tree. Make sure you're liked, you're subbed up, and then share the video with a friend. Help us grow the channel. We'll see you guys on the Keeping the Main Thing the Main Thing. Please stick around.
See you over there.